Welcome back to another episode of the Education Exchange. I am your host, Sara Clawson, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist with the Tolleson Union High School District. Today, we are on site at West Point High School with a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Melanie Hamilton, and I'm a graduating senior from West Point High School.
All right, Melanie, you were selected by Principal Haskins as a senior to spotlight this year. What does it mean to have that recognition?
It means a lot to me. I definitely didn't expect this, and I didn't know this was a thing that, we were doing at our school. So I'm super excited and super honored to be here.
So, you've been at West Point High School for all 4 years?
Yes.
All 4 years. And what were some of the different clubs or sports or extracurriculars that you participated in?
So all 4 years, I've been a part of cheerleading here at West Point, and then I made varsity for my sophomore, junior, and senior year, and I was a captain for that. So that was really fun. Definitely a lot of good memories with cheer. I've been a part of National Honor Society, as well as Special Olympics and Unified at our school, which is a really great program. I've been a part of Leadership Academy for 4 years. I think those are the main ones.
So, for those listeners who may not be familiar with our Leadership Academy, because it is very unique to West Point High School, could
Mhm.
you tell us a little bit specifically about the Leadership Academy experience and how it has affected your high school experience?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Leadership Academy program has helped me tremendously to get to where I am right now. So, what the Leadership Academy program at West Point is kind of a college preparation program, I would say. So the students in Leadership Academy are taking those AP and pre-AP classes. Usually their full schedule is going to be those advanced courses. They're taking all the ones that are available to them, even some of the AP electives. So for example, I took AP Human Geography my freshman year and then AP Psychology my sophomore year. So definitely taking those rigorous classes was a plus with Leadership Academy that really helped me when I was applying to colleges. Um, and another thing I really liked about Leadership Academy is it kind of starts to feel like a family because since all of you guys are in those AP classes for 4 years, you're going to be in this kind of tight knit organization where a lot of people know each other and you're with the same people in your classes. So I made some really great friends through Leadership Academy as well. And the teachers were all really great and supportive. And, you always just feel like people are there and they're rooting for you and they're helping you get to where you want to be, which for me was university.
All right, so let's go ahead and segue there. Your plans after graduation are.
So after graduation, I'm going to be attending Brown University in the fall. I haven't decided my major yet, but uh, hope to explore that while I'm there.
What about Brown University attracted you to that campus?
So actually, partially, part of it was because I'm undecided in what I want to major in. And at Brown, they have something called the open curriculum. So at a lot of universities, there's like gen ed requirements that you have to take. So, everyone has to take English 101 as a freshman, or everyone has to take a freshman writing seminar, or things like that. Just certain things that all the first years have to take, or requirements you need to meet your first 2 years. But at Brown, they actually don't have any requirements for you to take those first years or your 4 years at all. So at Brown, your education is pretty much completely up to you. You get to choose all the classes that you want to take. If in my 4 years in university, I never want to take a science class, I don't have to. No one's going to force me, or I guess force is a little harsh, but no one's going to require me to take courses that I don't want to take. So that was definitely a drawing factor for me, a lot of room for exploration there. And then I went to their admitted student days
So you've
and
been to Rhode Island.
yes, it was beautiful. It was really beautiful, and the overall environment of the campus just seemed super happy, super vibrant, and it was a place I could definitely see myself being at for the next 4 years of my life.
So you've been to Rhode Island before, but have you been to the East Coast often to know what the climate was like and the culture and things like that?
I have been to the East Coast a few times. I've never been when it's cold, so that's going to be a rude awakening for me. But I did a couple of fly-in programs. I went to Massachusetts to go visit Williams College. I went to Virginia to see Washington and Lee University. Those are probably the farthest east that I've gone. I went to DC for a trip with West Point actually, but never when it's cold, and it's only been for a couple days at a time. So, but I have got to see it.
And I think I read something about you being the first person in your family to go to college.
Yeah, I'm super proud that I get to say that I am a first generation student. My family's been based in Arizona for as long as we can trace back to really. Both of my parents went to Trevor Brown High School in Phoenix, and my grandpa went there as well. Neither my parents or my grandparents went to college, so this is definitely new territory, and I'm kind of leading the path, hopefully inspiring my siblings to do the same, or branch out and do things that maybe people in our family haven't done before. But yeah, it's something I'm really proud of, and my family's really proud of as well.
And to be accepted to Brown is quite an accomplishment as well. So,
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations on that. That's
Thank you.
amazing. Okay, so back to West Point High School here. I know that you were also very involved with JAG. Can you talk to me a little bit about those experiences and how maybe they've also helped shape your future?
Yeah, definitely. So actually, we just got back from our JAG national competition on Saturday, so just 2 days ago. But JAG has really helped me a lot. I have kind of a different route with JAG than some people. So for people who don't know about JAG or know about JAG at West Point, because it is a little different at every school. So what we have here at West Point is we have a multi-year JAG program that's open to sophomores and juniors, and then a senior JAG program. So I know some people in my senior JAG class that have been in the program since sophomore year. For me, that's not the case. I joined my senior year, but I actually joined a little bit late. So everyone else started their classes in August or July 31st, whichever our first day of school was. But I wasn't in JAG. But a lot of my friends were. So I was hearing a lot about this community that they had and all the different activities and fun things that they were doing. Something called Jagapalooza, which is like I guess like a fair for JAG, kind of showing, excuse me, showcasing what they've been working on and kind of what the JAG mission is about, career readiness, civic awareness, that kind of thing. So I was hearing a lot of my friends talk about this program, and I was like, wow, that sounds so cool. Like, I wish I would have interviewed for it junior year. I wish I could be in that, Sounds so cool. It really sucks that it's too late for me. And they were like, oh, well, we'll just talk to our coordinator, Mr. Clem, and see like what we can do. I mean, I'm sure he'll let you join the class. I mean,
Yeah,
most people who want to join, like if he sees something in you, like, you'll probably be in there. And I was,
because it's an interviewing process, right?
yeah, you do have to interview. And I was a little worried too because it's a large class. We have 42 of us.
In the
So
senior JAG.
in the senior drag, yeah.
Hmm.
So I was like, maybe there's not room for me in the class, or I don't know a lot of these people. I have some friends in there, but it's such a big class. There's a lot of people that I didn't know, and I was going to be joining late, and I was really scared. But I ended up interviewing, and Mr. Clem was like so nice to me, and he seemed super excited to have me pretty much on the spot. He was like, "All right, well, when you come back from fall break, you'll be in JAG." I was like, "Wow, perfect." And you know, once I joined my first week in JAG, I honestly felt silly for thinking that people were gonna be treating me differently because I joined late, or anything like that. I mean, my first week we were doing a public speaking activity, and we were sharing with a partner, and I was sharing with one of the JAG members. We didn't really know each other prior to this, and he was like, "Oh, that was really good. You're gonna read it to the class." I was like, "Read it to the class? What do you mean? It's my first week. I've only been in here 3 days." But he was like, "Oh, people in here don't judge. Like, you don't have to worry about that." And he was right. And everyone in the class proved that right every single day. And it's been a really amazing community to be part of my senior year. It's definitely helped me a lot with figuring out not necessarily where I want to go, but why I want to, and figuring out my why, my purpose, my mission. And our coordinator has been super awesome with that. And the friendships I've made through JAG have also been really beneficial in figuring out what's next.
Would you mind sharing with us what your purpose and why is?
Yeah, for sure. So part of that kind of ties back to being the first in my family to accomplish things that haven't been done before. And kind of that community in JAG has helped me realize the importance of that, kind of being the person to do the scary things that maybe I thought weren't possible, and kind of leading the way for my family, for my siblings, but also other students at West Point. At least when I was a freshman, I remember hearing all the seniors going, like, most of them were staying in state, amazing opportunities and options. A lot of them were getting amazing scholarships and things like that. But I always just wondered if it was even possible for me to go out of state or to do more than what I was used to seeing. So I think being that person, even just for other people at the school, thinking, hey, like there was a senior last year who went out of state, or she got into these schools, like that's really cool. Like that kind of gives me hope that I can do the same. So I think that's kind of what I found my why to be, is kind of not only doing things for myself, but doing things for others and trying to be an inspirational figure.
When you look back 15 years from now, 20 years from now, and you're thinking about West Point, what kind of memories are going to come up for you?
A lot of good memories for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah, I've definitely made a lot of really good bonds with teachers and staff. I hope to stay in touch with a lot of them 10, 15 years in the future, like you were saying. But yeah, the people here that I've met have been really amazing and have supported me through this journey of 4 years, through the ups and the downs. So that's something I'm definitely going to cherish for a lifetime.
So I did want to see if you would like to take some time to give any shout outs to people who are specifically instrumental in your high school career here, friends, teachers, coaches, principals,
Oh,
anybody that you just want to give an extra nod to.
yeah, definitely. There's a lot. Off the top of my head, definitely Mr. Washington, our Leadership Academy director. He's been really awesome, been super supportive for me. My cheer coaches, Coach Floyd, Coach Palestino, and Coach McDaniel. They've been super important in my journey, and I've known them all 4 years. And honestly, they're my second family. So definitely a big shout out to them. Miss Serrano as well. She was my leadership teacher for 2 years. Miss Haskins always holding it down for us and making sure everything runs smoothly. And of course, my friends, some of my best friends I've made here, Ava, Tale, Alyssa, Day, Jordan, all you guys have been super great if you're watching. I love you guys.
Okay, final question for you before we move on to our next West Point student. If you could give any advice to freshman you, what would it be?
Don't let your fear hold you back from doing the things that you want. I think these last 4 years, I definitely have struggled a lot with feelings of anxiety or stress or just being scared of embarrassing myself or doing things wrong. But I think if I could go back 4 years, I would definitely tell myself to not let that get in the way and to not worry about being embarrassed. Because I mean, everyone does embarrassing things in their life. It happens. It builds character, is what I like to think of it now. Yeah, I would just say do it scared. You know, great advice that I've been told a lot in my life, and I think I'm finally learning to take it and overcome that fear and lead the life I want to live.
Thank you so much, Melanie. It was nice getting to know you a little bit more on the podcast here.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right, and we will be back with our next student here at West Point High School. All right, we are back with our second West Point student. I'm going to have her go ahead and introduce herself to you.
Hello, my name is Natalie Farrington. I'm a senior here at West Point High School.
Okay, Natalie, thank you so much for joining us on today's podcast. We appreciate that. Can you tell me, looking back at the last 4 years, some of your highlights, whether academic, extracurricular, or personal highlights that you'd like to share?
Over the past 4 years, it's kind of been like a roller coaster for me. I remember freshman year walking in on my first day and being like, whoa, it's pretty big here. And I remember after our first assembly that we went to, like the freshmen like welcome in, trying to find somebody that had the same class as me. Like I remember walking and he was like, oh, I had that class too. Oh wow, oh my gosh.
Like, do you want to be my friend?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh my god, somebody already. um that's one thing I can really remember. My sophomore year was honestly one of my favorite years here.
Why?
I met a lot of amazing people, especially through the Leadership Academy. My leadership class sophomore year was so much fun. I had some those friends that I made in that class are still some of my closest friends to this day. I love them so dearly. Um, but junior year, like I said, it was a roller coaster. Junior year was a rough one for me because I was in 5 AP classes, all basically back to back to back with minimal breaks. I was involved in my school's marching band as a color guard member for the first time. So the first semester was a lot for me. It was a lot. And then it kind of cooled off second semester, but it was still pretty rough. And then going into senior year, I was like, I'm going to make this a good year. And I really did. I think it's been a really amazing year for
So,
me.
did you slow down in your senior year or did your perspective change? Like, how was it different?
Um Well, I kind of went into like I was still in the mentality of like I'm gonna have so much to do over this next year. I thought it was gonna be easier than last year, but honestly, senior year was probably my hardest year. Because junior year, it's all about the academics and the academic pressure. But when it comes to senior year, it's the emotional pressure, your mental pressure, as well as the academics, because you still have to maintain your GPA, you still have to maintain your grades for college, and as well as also the college application process, and like scholarship, what is it? Scholarship opportunities, and just kind of just trying to find who you are, and it's like your last like moments to actually figure that out.
Do you think you have figured it out?
Somewhat.
No pressure. I mean,
I, I mean,
you still have the rest of your life to figure it
yeah.
out too.
I mean, I'm still kind of working things out, but junior year really opened my eyes to science and wanting to go towards the science careers, specifically biology. So I'm going to be attending the University of Arizona as a molecular and cellular biology major this fall, which is super
What do
exciting.
you do with that major?
Um, You know, I haven't completely figured out what I want to do. I am definitely leaning more towards like a biotechnician, working in like research and that sort of thing. Um, because research in general has always really interested me like that. And finding different like cures to like diseases or helping the environment like restabilize itself. That's always been a big interest of mine.
Environment. You founded a club here
I
for
did.
environmentalism.
I
What year
did.
did you do that?
I have actually been working on this since my sophomore year. I created the AP or not AP, sorry, the Environmental Science Club with Miss Bond, or the AP Environmental Science teacher. Started planning it my sophomore year with the intention of using it for my Gold Award for Girl Scouts while still like having that sort of extracurricular, like, oh, I founded a club here on campus too. But it was also something that I've been interested in since my freshman year and before. I was like, I knew I wanted to start a club. I just wasn't sure on what. But then when I got to know Miss Bond my sophomore year from AP Chemistry, and I learned that she was also the AP Environmental Science teacher, I was like, this might actually be a really good thing for me. You know what also is kind of funny? My inspiration. I don't know if you've ever seen this one Netflix series featuring Zac Efron. Um, I think it's called Down to Earth with Zac Efron, and he explores all over the world different like sustainability ways.
Okay.
And I was really intrigued by this one. I don't remember. I think it was in London where they were experimenting with rooftop gardens
Oh.
and the sustainability there. And I was just really inspired by that. And that's kind of when I knew that I wanted to do the environmental science route for that.
So through the club, have you found in anything lasting here at West Point?
Mm, honestly,
Not yet.
not yet. Not
Not
that I
yet.
would have like I wanted to do more, but I felt like my time was very condensed and I didn't really have enough time to do what I wanted. But I think I made an impact with it for sure because it is a lasting thing here on campus. And I know that I have several people that are going to continue it as I move on in my journey.
Good. So you're graduating, but it's staying here at West Point.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can say you did that. All right. What are some other things you can say you did in these last 4 years?
That's actually would have to think about that one a little bit more.
You said you were in band in the
Yes.
color guard,
Yes.
and you'd never done that
Oh,
before?
actually, my graduating class of seniors, there were 7 of us last year in color guard, and we really helped expand the color guard program here at our school because during my sophomore year, we only had one color guard member, and she did everything herself. Shout out Leah. Um, and we were all the 6 of us that came afterward, we were all very excited and also nervous to start something new, but we knew that it was going to be good for us. And we really made that little family of ourselves. You could have thought of like you knew Color Guard as the close, like the family almost of the band. We were so close. We did a lot of different things together. We hung out a lot. And we really brought that into our senior year, and we just built ourselves up. And after this, at the end of this year, we had our tryouts for next year's color guard. And it was really amazing to see 12 girls try out for color guard when literally 2 years ago we only had one and minimal
That's so
interest.
cool.
Yeah. And so being able to be out there during football games or even perform on the field during half times or at our competitions obviously gave us more publicity. And people were like, whoa, what are those beautiful flippy flaggy thingies?
Very technical terms there.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Oh, that's great. So, okay, leaving West Point, going to NAU.
U of A.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Going to U of A. What are you taking with you?
I am definitely, these past 4 years, I've been really tough on myself, like academics wise.
Are you going to give yourself a break?
I'm definitely going to give myself a break.
Not just for the summer, right? Like,
Not just for the summer, but I'm really going to try to be more lenient with myself in the coming years, just because I feel like I've learned my lesson, like of being so hard on myself. It's caused a lot of stress for me. So what I'm taking away is I'm very happy with myself for pushing myself so far and being able to take all the rigorous classes and get involved on campus. But in the end, I really should prioritize like my mental health and like my physical health going forward.
so if you were able to go back and talk to freshman year you, would you offer that same advice? Or something different?
I mean, I would definitely try to tell her to try to be more lenient with yourself and not be so hard on yourself, and just give yourself breaks when you absolutely like when you feel like you need to, instead of just pushing it off and being like, no, I can do this. I know I can do this, but you're pushing yourself over the edge and the cup is getting too full and it's going to overflow at any minute.
It's not worth it.
It is not worth it.
All right. And just before we go, I wanted to give you an opportunity to send any shout outs to teachers, support, parents, friends, anyone you'd like to give a special shout out to.
I really want to give a special shout out to the entire science department here on West Point at West Point. Specifically Ms. Bond, Miss Wade, and Miss Chow. They really helped me find my path that I want to go on. And then another big shout out to my entire family for being the backbone of my support system. I love them all so much. And then I wouldn't be who I am without my friends. Specifically Grace, Casey, and Alexa.
All right. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us again on today's episode of the Education Exchange, where we aim to enlighten our parents and empower our students. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Education Exchange. Have a question or want to be a guest on our podcast? Email podcast@tuhsd.org for more information. Missed an episode? Catch all seasons of the Education Exchange on your favorite streaming platforms or at www.tuhsd.org/podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another episode of the Education Exchange.